Brothers and sisters, welcome to our today's news program of the 29th of February 2020. My name is Odon Bulamba. I'm going to spend with you some minutes in order to talk about what has been taking place into the Democratic Republic of Congo. Today we are going just to talk about 2 points, and those 2 points actually are crucial. It's about Fally Ipupa's concert in Paris, where about 50 arrests took place. And secondly, we are going to talk about the death of this general of the army known by the name of Delphin Kahimbi. Without wasting time, let's just go start our program. At the Gare de Lyon, we in France, the scene of clashes between the Congolese fighters or combattants and the French police, several shops and vehicles suffered collateral damage. The unrest began around 5:30 p.m. after the doors of Accra Hotel Arena room where Fally Ipupa performed last night opened to welcome the public. The scuffles also disrupted the road traffic. The metro station and bus stops surrounding the concert hall had been suspended to limit the damage. An impressive police presence had been deployed on the scene since that morning, as multiple calls from protesters, who are a very big number of members of the Congolese community living in France, who stood against the singer's production in Paris. Demonstrations in the surroundings of Accra Hotel Arena were banned by the prefecture of the police or the police station. Considered the one who managed to defy the fighters' ban on music performances or concerts by Congolese musicians in Europe, Fally Ipupa performed at the moment as planned in front of a huge audience from all over Europe. Around 50 people were arrested in connection with the unrest caused by the Fally Ipupa's concert in Paris. This number, or this death toll, as we say, was announced by the police prefecture after the scuffles that took place in the early evening near Bercy, where the artist performed. Let's go to our second news of the day. General Kahimbi was disarmed on Thursday night, just a day before he passed away. Deputy Chief of Staff General, Chief of Intelligence in the Congolese Army, General Delphin Kahimbi, died on Friday in his home in Kinshasa. No official communication has yet taken place. The cause of Kahimbi's death remains unknown at this level. An investigation has been launched by the Congolese authorities. According to various sources, a member of the security services of the civil house of the head of state, Chilombo, with a large escort of the military, arrived on Thursday night at the home of General Delphin Kahumbi in order to carry out his disarmament. They demobilized the general's guard and asked him to return any military equipment he had in his possession. Just for your information, the civilian's house of the President Chilombo is run by his uncle, Monseigneur Mulumba, the brother of Etienne Tshisekedi of Mulumba. Kahimbi complied without resistance. His close guard was removed. There were no incidents. The general did not emerge until was found dead this morning. As I pointed out to you yesterday, General Kahimbi had an appointment this Friday morning at the National Security Council, where he had been waiting for 2 days. Kahimbi was accused of concealing weapons and attempting to destabilize. He was also suspected of putting the current government under surveillance. General Mandiangu, a former military intelligence officer, has been appointed as an acting officer since Kahimbi was questioned. There was talk of a team going to South Africa to be able to solve this case. The general had explained that the equipment was ordered even before President Felix Tshisekedi came into power. Furthermore, on Friday, it was around 10 a.m. A convoy arrives discreetly at the hospital of Centenaire in Kinshasa, where the remains of the body of Kahimbi was sent to the mortuary. According to the relatives of Kahimbi, the general was not ill. He was well. He was composed. The day before, Kahimbi had just been auditioned by the National Security, a department of the presidency, which is headed by Francois Beya, a special advisor of Chilombo Tshisekedi in security matters. Who is Delphin Kahimbi? Little information is available about the journey of this man who has become a centerpiece of DMIAP, the military intelligence agency in the DRC. He surfaced in 2006 in the eastern part of Congo, where he was deputy commander of the 8th military region. In 2008, he became second in command of the Congolese army in North Kivu and head of the operational command of Kiwanja and Ruchuru areas, where he led operations against rebel groups, National Congress for the Defense of People, CNDP. Human Rights accused him of showing considerable hostility toward the United Nations peacekeeping troops. He knowingly exposed peacekeepers and civilians gathered near their camp at the risk of being trapped in crossfire. Among other actions hindering cooperation with the peacekeepers, Kahimbi appears to have played a role in inciting anti-peacekeepers demonstrations. This is according to Human Rights Watch. And that report, you can find it online. General Kahimbi disappeared from the radar and reappeared in 2014 in new roles as a coordinator of the process of pre-disarmament, demobilization, and reintegration of ex-combatant or rebels. But it is more recently as head of military intelligence that Delphin Kahimbi gets grilled by international radars. He's accused of being involved in arbitrary arrests, detentions, and ill treatment in Kinshasa, among other things in the context of the repression of opposition parties. Martin Fayulu, as you know, one of the candidates for the 2018 elections in the Congo, who is the chairperson of the Commitment for Citizenship and Development, SCD, it's a political party, was also detained for several hours at Kinshasa Military Intelligence Headquarters on the 14th of February 2016, and a number of his assets were seized. There are acts of arms that will be ultimately lead to the international sanctions. On December 12, 2016, the European Union announced targeted sanctions against 9 senior Congolese officials who, according to the European Union, have played a key role in the crackdown over the past 2 years, among them General Delphin Kahimbi. European Union sanctions include bans on foreign travel and freeze on financial assets. The European Union also accused these personalities, and therefore General Kahimbi, of obstructing a consensual and peaceful exit from the DRC election, including acts of violence, repression, or incitement to violence, or action that infringe on the rule of law. However, General Kahimbi will continue to play an important role in the DRC. He was particularly in the delegation that went to Kigali, Rwanda, after the publication of the results announcing the victory of Felix Tshilombo in the presidential election, but contested in particular by Paul Kagame, then president in office of the African Union. Upon his arrival in power, Felix Tshisekedi retained him in his post in a new position within the army. Delphin Kahimbi continued to play a central role in the army until then. The general had been in charge of negotiations on the modalities of the repatriation of the ex-M23 combatants in Uganda and Rwanda, or from Uganda and Rwanda. In 2019, at the request of François Beya, Tshisekedi's security advisor, he had led 2 delegations to Kigali in July and October, where he had his entrances, and another to Kampala in October. The head of state had also entrusted him with the task of persuading Rwandan, Ugandan, Burundian, Tanzanian officials to create a regional coalition against the armed groups in the eastern part of the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC. The continued office of Delphin Kahimbi, like other Congolese generals under sanctions, had been criticized by civil society and several international partners in the DRC. His sideline, like that of 2 generals, Gabriel Abisi Kumba, also known as Tango 4, and John Enumbi, was thus claimed behind the scenes by Washington. The United States Special Envoy for the Great Lakes, John Peter Pham, visited Kinshasa from February 10 to 13. Causes of death are therefore completely unclear. but some diplomatic posts in Kinshasa have warned their nationals, calling on them to exercise the utmost caution after the death of Delphin Kahimbi. So in short, this is our news today, and I say thank you for watching us. Thank you for choosing Leo Njoleo. If this is your first time to watch us, we'll invite you to go to our YouTube channel, Leo Njoleo, where you can subscribe. Also, share our videos with others, and keep also asking others to join us. And if you want to give, to offer to us any support, it can be an advice, it can be anything you think will help us to move forward, please do not hesitate to contact us via this number. It's a WhatsApp number. Send us a message via WhatsApp and we'll get it. Otherwise, down here at the bottom of this, there is our email address, leonjoleo@gmail.com. You may contact us via that email address and tell us what you think, give to us some advice. As well as if you want to contribute financially and you don't want to use the bank account numbers that appears in front of your screen or on your screen, you may also write to us and we can share with you other means that you may use in order to support us. Once again, thank you for choosing us. It was the voice of Aucune Mulumba. Hope to see you again in the coming days. I wish you the best. Our Congo is one nation, will remain one, and will continue to be one. If we hold hands with love, with our little contributions, then we'll win. May God bless you and see you next time. Goodbye for now. Thank you.